I was younger, I was afraid of everything. And I was also a plump little, plump little boy, I guess. And I was afraid all of the time that someone was going to kidnap me, which was irrational in the first place because I wouldn't fit in anybody's car trunk because I was large. So I thought somebody was going to kidnap me at all times. There was never a moment I didn't think anybody was going to kidnap me. I thought at the movie theaters, I went to this thing and they told me at the movie theaters, you will get kidnapped. Like they were like, at the movie theaters, you should never go to the bathroom because you will get kidnapped. It was like, no. Like, calm down. She's like, if you go to the movie theater, if you go to the bathroom, you will get kidnapped because people will think you screaming is just from a movie. I was like, oh, I will never go to the bathroom. I still do not go to the bathroom. I do not do that. But my fear was even more irrational than that. Not only was I afraid I was going to get kidnapped and afraid I was going to get put in somebody's car trunk that I wouldn't fit in, but I was afraid that the people who were going to kidnap me, now bear with me, I thought that the KKK was going to be the ones to kidnap me. And here's why. Here's why. At night, on Nick at Night, the Cosby Show would come on, and I would watch the Cosby Show. I thought that they could find out I watched the Cosby Show. And this seems like, you're like, he's making this up. I promise you. I thought two things. At night, they were going to crawl in through my window and take me. Or, when I was mowing the lawn near the woods, they were going to come out of the woods and take me back into the woods. Like they just live in the woods next to my house. But, so, when I was younger, I'll say younger, he's not little, he's my younger brother, I would be like, hey, Ethan, I don't want to get overheated when I'm mowing the lawn, so can you walk out there with me and carry a spray bottle? And when I say spray, then you spray me down and wipe my face off? And he was like, no. And I was like, Mom, Ethan, I'm going to overheat. But they didn't know it was because I'm afraid the KKK's going to It was not at all a heat issue. It was totally just, they're going to come out of the woods and take me. But now I ain't afraid of nothing. If you look, I'm a monster. You know how it is. Yeah, you know. Have you ever seen A Christmas Story? You know the part where the kid's like, I can't put my arms down. Well, I can't put my arms all the way down, but it's because my muscles is too big. Yeah, you see it. Let me show you. Watch. It's actually pretty dumb. All right, watch. You'll see him bounce. Like, that's as far as my arms go. So when I walk, now I work at a foster care, and I'm going to tell you some about that today because the kids that I work with are some of the bad, the broken, and the bullied. I work with about 175 kids aged 6 to 18 that have all been abused, traumatized, or neglected in some way. And so they live with us for about 6 to 9 months usually, and we help them with treatment and all sorts of different things. Well, I work there, and part of my job is breaking up fights. And so sometimes I have to walk up on a situation. Well, there was a situation at the end of a hallway, and I'm just walking like normal, and I get to the end of the hallway where the kid is, and he looks at me and he goes, Mr. Stu, why are you walking up on me like the Hulk? And I go, I'm not, that's just how I walk. And he looks at me and goes, well, you walk like a jerk. I was like, okay, buddy. Then there was another time, this little kid, was yelling all these things at this woman and calling her all, like, I had to look up some of the things. And then later I was like, okay, I won't Google search that anymore. But it was like, he called her some intense things. And so I walk in on this situation, and he's yelling at the woman, and it's him, then me, then the woman. So he's yelling across me, and he looks at her and he goes, and if you want to do something about it, come over here and do something. And then he looks at me and he goes, but yeah, not you, man, we cool. I was like, yeah, you better believe it. I can't even put my arms down. But there is still one thing that freaks me out, and that's because I believe the devil created it. And it's a mixture between a dinosaur, a snake, and a bird, and a demon. I think that's how it all came together. And that is geese. Geese. Freak me out. I do not do geese. Like the other day, I'm not kidding, I was like preparing for this message and stuff, and I was like, I think I'm going to tell the goose story. And then I walked outside of my church, and there were 7 geese right there, and I was like, it's a sign. But then I avoided them because geese are demonic. I'm not kidding you. They are demon-filled little python birds. I don't know what else they're called. But let me tell you this story about geese and how they are demons. One time, I was with a boot camp class, and it was, if you ever go to classes at the gym, there's not really guys there. So I was the guy in the class, and then there's this cross-country girl in high school, and then all the rest of the people were middle-aged women, okay? So it's me, cross-country girl, middle-aged women. And we were running outside, and the order was cross-country girl at a cross-country girl pace, and then me at my pace, and then middle-aged women at middle-aged women pace. And so we're running outside in the parking lot, and there's this island of like grass, and there's geese on the grass, and we are running towards it, and I'm like, we should probably not do that. But the teacher's like, keep going, keep going. I'm like, okay, whatever. So we keep running. Cross-country girl is ahead of me. Now remember that, that's very important. Cross-country girl is ahead of me, and she keeps running closer to this grassy island where the geese are. Well, geese give you warning signs that something is about to go down, all right? So I'm going to reenact for you the situation. I will be the goose, okay? So girl is running. I guess I'll be everybody in the story. Watch this. It's a one-man show. So girl is running, and then the goose gives her her first warning sign. And the first warning sign is a hiss. I don't know if you've ever heard a goose hiss, but it is a demon. So she's running, and the goose goes, and I'm like, okay, we're done running. And the teacher's like, keep going, keep going. I'm like, okay, whatever, cross-country girls ahead of me. So we're running, we keep on running, and then the goose gives the second warning sign, and that is, I didn't know what to call it, so a girl this morning called it the shrug. So the goose is seated, okay? So it's seated like this. It goes, it just puffs up a little bit like, I dare you. Like, here's my demon. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm like, okay, time to go. The goose is there. The teacher's like, keep running, keep running. I'm like, I want to. But the girl keeps running, so I'm like, oh no. Well, then the goose gives its third and final warning sign, and that is, well, I'll just show you. Here's what happened. He goes, and at this point, game is on. The goose is not backing down. So the goose starts running after the goose is running after this girl, jumps up in the air and starts pecking her. Like, what? It was so I'm like remembering it right now. It was so funny. And she's still running. She's not cross-country running anymore. It's more like, I'm trying to get away from this goose. And I turn and run the other direction. And when we got back from the class, they were like, Stu, you're a professional wrestler. What were you doing? And I was like, I was going to go tell somebody that. I was like, I'm not about to fight some goose for some girl. I don't even know if she's worth it. Like, but this girl is not, you know, like she seems cool, but this is only the second time I've ever seen her. I'm not about to put my life on the line for a goose, for some cross-country girl who thinks she's all that and gets to just get pecked in the back of the head by the goose.